I'm Shinta from Indonesia. Can you hear me? I'm just done boxing, so I'm gonna answer all your questions. So it's gonna be a bit noisy here, but I'm gonna try to talk to you guys. How did I start investing? Okay, so basically I've been a tech entrepreneur for 20 years, almost 21 years actually. I've been always in tech space. My first company is Bubus.com. It's one of the biggest digital agency in Indonesia now. So I've been doing a lot of things in the tech space. I've done venture capital. I started one of the early marketplace in Indonesia, which is now invested by eBay, and I've done mobile content provider business. I think I've done almost every type of tech business that you can imagine in this country. So basically from my 20 years of experience, I've decided to give back, and I wanted to help more young people by doing angel investing, because I've done venture capital. I've invested a few companies there, but then I only stayed in venture capital for about 2 years, and I learned from there, and I became really close with the startup communities in Indonesia and also ASEAN. So yeah, from there I've decided to mentor lots of startups and also to help more young entrepreneurs in the tech space, and so I started angel investing about 3 years ago. Okay, so next question. How is the Asia entrepreneurship scene different from the US? This is from Tradecraft. I guess the difference is our ecosystem may not be as sophisticated as the US, but especially in Indonesia, we're still in the nascent period. I mean, it's still early stage, but I think it's an exciting time for us because we are such a big population. We're about 100 million internet users, almost 300 million mobile users. So it's a very exciting time for us, and I think the possibility and the fact that we can do a lot of things and help a lot of solving a lot of the problems that we're facing here in the country using tech is such a exciting time for us here. What do I do to stay grounded and get over stress? I box. See? So how did I meet Jenny? Well, Jenny, I met her because there's a friend, our friend who is a journalist from Washington DC. He was the one who connected us, and then I met up with Jenny in San Francisco about in October 2015, and then from there we became good friends, and now we become good business partner. Okay. what are untapped opportunities in mobile for entrepreneurs to consider investing? I mean, when you talk about mobile, there's a lot of possibilities, especially in country like Indonesia. We're a mobile first country, so everything starts with the mobile internet. There's a lot of possibilities. I mean, in any sector, we're very excited with fintech, financial technology. We're excited with e-commerce, of course, because we're such a big, huge country. We have about 17,000 islands. When you have 17,000 islands, you need technology to get things together. So, what is your favorite book that you would share to an entrepreneur? Well, because I'm a female entrepreneur, I always tell people to read Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg, of course, the CEO of Facebook. She happens to be a friend of mine as well. I met her a couple of times. I went to her office at her headquarters in Facebook in Palo Alto. And I think she's such an inspiration to me because, you know, women in tech. And I also think that we need more women leaders in this nation, in this world, to change the world. Okay, what are other questions? So I'm in my, as you can see, I'm in the RPM room because outside is so noisy. I just finished boxing, and so I got into this room. Good thing there's no class today. What is the best lesson you've learned as an entrepreneur? I think one of the best lessons that I've learned as an entrepreneur is that don't be afraid to fail. Because I think that's one of the formula to be a successful entrepreneur is that you failed already. Because failure is actually an experience and it's your asset because you learn something from being, you know, if you fail, doesn't mean it's a negative. See it as a positive thing and learn from it, get up and do better than, you know, what you've done previously. What's the next big market people should keep their eye on? I don't know. I always think that biotechnology is going to be big. Even the financial technology, the fintech space, you know, there's so many exciting things, you know, like Bitcoin and all that. So, you know, there's actually a number of things you get excited with. But, you know, get excited with what you're passionate about. Once you're excited with what you're passionate about, then it'll be all good. As an angel investor, what do you see in the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make? Okay. I think one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneur makes, you know, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that come to me and they share their ideas to me, and they go, you know, I'm so scared that other people will copy my idea. Oh my God, I hate that because, you know, I think ideas without execution is just nothing. And if you have ideas and then you don't do anything about it, for me, it's just a hobby of daydreaming. Because, you know, you just have tons of ideas, but you don't execute it. So what's the use of it? So, you know, don't be afraid that people are going to copy your ideas. It's all down to the execution. If you're good at executing it, then, you know, don't worry about the others. Any IPO is great. Snapchat IPO or any IPO, I think is going to be great for anyone. For Snapchat, of course. So, yeah, so maybe I can tell you a bit about Indonesia, because that's where I'm from. Indonesia is 250 million in population. Where 50% of the population is below 30 years old, around my age, by the way, just kidding. Well, I think it's really exciting here in this country when you talk about digital, because, you know, we're such a young population. So we're always topping the social media, like we're the biggest Facebook users, we're the biggest Twitter users. We're always excited with anything new on the digital space. So I think this is ASEAN, or the countries where Indonesia and other countries around the region are such a big market, and it's a very exciting time. We're all mobile first country, so many opportunities. Who the person you want to meet the most that you haven't already met? I haven't met Oprah Winfrey, and I want to see her one day. What are the trends in tech that excites me? I'm very excited with anything that is related to fashion, that is tech-based, because one of my passion is in fashion. So yes, anything that is related to fashion in terms of, it could be e-commerce, it could be mobile platform that is fashion related, I'm all for it. What made me decide to become an entrepreneur? I think I come from a background, so I'm an architect by study, so I studied architecture, very creative person. I love to create things. I always imagine big things. And so if I work for a company, then I'll be limited to my creativity. So that's why I decided in '96 I wanted to create one of the first internet company in Indonesia. So I think that's what pushed me to become an entrepreneur. It's my passion. I became in love with internet early on, and I studied. I learned how to create websites from the internet by myself. I never go to school on a tech site. So I think internet is such a powerful media. That's why I fell in love, and I'm sticking to it until today. Okay, what other questions do you have? What do I see myself in 1, 3 to 5 years from now? Well, I see myself as billionaire. I just want to be somebody who can be helpful to others, meaningful to others. So I do want to help other people, and hopefully when the time I can do that is when I become a billionaire, and I can do a lot more from there. What biggest struggle you had when you decided to start a business, and how did you overcome it? Well, my biggest struggle actually, because I started internet company in '96, so definitely that is a big struggle because nobody knows what the hell I'm doing. I started a web development company, and it's called Bubus.com, which is now becomes the digital agency, and the struggle is that nobody understands what I was doing. It's hard to sell something that people do not understand. So I guess the struggle was also finding people. The human resource was quite tough to find at that time because nobody's doing web design or anything like that. So there's just a number of things that I had to overcome. But then I'm always trying to stay positive. And I have this thing that I always have to think big, and I'm such a believer of internet, so that's why I believe this is going to be something big, and it's true. I mean, like 20 years later, look at where we are right now. Top 3 books that I would recommend to people, definitely I was saying Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. Another book is one of my favorite is by Ben Horowitz, The Hard Thing. Wait, let me recall the name of the book. I think it's called The Hard Thing. I'm trying to check the name exactly, but it's by Ben Horowitz because I think that's such a great book. It shows the two sides of the table. Being an entrepreneur is not always always something that is rosy. We struggle, but we can overcome it. It's called The Hard Thing About Hard Thing by Ben Horowitz. Third book that I really like is actually from by Damon John, which is the shark of the Shark Tank, The Power of Broke, because that book teaches you that you can start a business from zero. Starting business with limited resources is really, really doable. I mean, you don't really need to get tons of money from the beginning to start a business. Okay, what else? Okay, I'm gonna kind of like sit up so you guys can see. Another question, what tech trend that you see entrepreneurs can take advantage of? Tech trends, let me see. I think the IoT, that space, still a lot of plenty innovation that we can create from the Internet of Things, and definitely something that any entrepreneurs can get into. Because I don't see too many entrepreneurs getting into the Internet of Things compared to the platforms entrepreneurs. Well, my favorite food is always been Indonesian food because I'm Indonesian, and if you're, if you can find Indonesian restaurants in LA, because I think most of the audience are from LA here, you go eat a dish called rendang. Rendang is it's actually beef, but it's covered with coconut milk, and it's really good. Just try it. It's rendang, R-E-N-D-A-N-G. But I love Japanese food, by the way, outside of the Indonesian food. Do I have a lot of mentors? Yes, definitely. I think mentors are really important because they're the one who help you and support you in the beginning. They will teach you, they will guide you. I have tons of mentors, could be even from my dad, and I've met tons of people in the past 20 years. Even today I still have mentors, and I consider like Sheryl Sandberg as one of my mentors because when I do see her, even though I don't get to talk to her much, but she's been very supportive. Like I created events in Indonesia, tech event, this big one called ID Buy, and she sent me videos that we can show during the event. So I think that's one of the way how mentors or people that we look up to supports. How did I find my first mentor? Actually, I just met my mentor through an event, and then I still maintain my relationship with him. He's one of the leading industry player in banking. He was CEO of several banks, and but he's into technology as well early on. So until today, I'm still very much in touch with him, and now I happen to mentor his son. His son now is creating a fintech startup, and I'm mentoring his son now. What are your tips of having great partnership? Because most startups break up because partners fight and don't have similar vision. Definitely, having partners are not easy, but it's always how it's a mindset thing as well. Because if you decide to go into a partnership, you need to always stay positive and also try to understand your partners and try to be supportive. It's not an easy thing, but it's something that you need to work on. If you decide and you make up your mind that you want to partner with this person, you need to try to make it work. Sometimes it doesn't work, but there are times that you need to also kind of step back and see why is your partner thinking this way, or why am I thinking this way. So it's always a back and forth type of thing that you kind of need to learn as well. It's something that you grow together with your partner. You juggle a lot of things. How do you maintain a work-life balance? Okay, so I have 2 kids, 2 daughters. I'm also a wife. I'm also a CEO. I'm advisor to many companies, advisor to a lot of startups, advising a number of organizations as well. But when you can always limit yourself. I mean, it's all how you manage time. On weekends, I work out, and then I'm going to lunch with my daughters after this. And then you spend your time on weekends with your family if possible. You don't do stuff that is not family related on weekends. I mean sometimes it's hard, but I think you just have to kind of time yourself and manage it. And then daily I work from morning till around 7 to 8 o'clock. And then you go home, I tuck my daughters in, speak to my husband a bit. Then it's just it's a daily thing, but you try to manage balance, but it's not easy, but you just try it. What is the one thing you wish you knew before you started your first business? I think one of the things that I wish I knew is that business is all about timing. Because I consider myself to see things too far before it's time. I started internet business in 1996, so that's way before Facebook, Google, or any big tech giants that we see these days. But it may not be the best thing because I've probably closed down more than 10 companies. I've started a lot of other .coms besides my Bubus.com. I've done a news portal, I've done an entertainment portal, I created a free email portal. I think I've done almost everything, and they didn't survive because I was just too early, the market was not ready. But I don't know, some people call me visionary, some people call me because I'm a pioneer, but it may not be also the best thing, but for me it's something that I think it's an asset of who I am right now, because I learned from my mistake, even though I closed tons of companies, and also, but on the process, I think I've educated a lot of people and I've learned a lot of things. So I think it's always a great thing to start companies and to build your own growth, personal growth. Okay. So, I wish that I knew that timing is really important in creating business. If you were to start all over now, which sector you choose to start your startup? I don't know, because if you ask me, I'm always, like I said, I'm always excited with fashion and e-commerce. So maybe I would do fashion-related e-commerce. What is the one piece of advice you always give to your mentee? Monetize early on, people, because I think that's really, really important. When you build a business, it's not about just finding investor, but it is about creating a business that is long-term and can make a difference in so many people's lives. So I always tell them, don't forget to create a business that is meaningful, long-lasting, and you can always build a business even without investors. So just remember that investor is there to help you probably grow faster. So in the beginning, you may not need investor. You create business from scratch, which what I did. At 96, there was no angel investor, there was no venture capital. It was more like I find co-founders who have the same vision as me, and we created the company together, and we put in our own money, we struggle together. So I want the young people to see that that's very doable. It's not about creating a business and then go out there and find an investor. That's not the mindset that I want my startups now to have. One piece of advice you always give to my mentee, definitely my advice that they need to execute their ideas. So I have this saying, ideas without execution is just a dream or it's just a hobby, because a lot of my startups, they have ideas and they just talk about it and they don't execute. If they don't execute, that means they cannot create something big. And always think big. Think big is really important, because when you have that mindset of thinking big, then you will become big. Okay? What do I look for people when I invest? Definitely, first I look at the co-founders, making sure they are really, really good entrepreneurs. Because being an entrepreneur is really hard. You need your tenacity, you need to be dedicated, you need that hard work. So I looked at, first of all, in the beginning probably I look at their product. Do they have a good product? Do they have a good business model? But at the end of the day, I invest on the people, I invest on the co-founders, and I invest on the team. Because I'm sure if you have a great team, you can build anything, and you have to have that spirit of entrepreneurship. It's really, really important. What do you look for? Okay. What does Youngry mean to you when you hear it? Youngry means you're young and you stay hungry. It means like you will push to the limit and you will work hard for it. And number one, tenacity is really important as an entrepreneur. And stay creative, stay innovative. That's how I see it. When I hear Youngry, that's how I see it. Would I invest in that Snapchat IPO? Why not? If you have the money, why not? What is my secret to success? I don't know. For me, it's all about mindset. Success for different people has different meaning. For me, I consider myself successful. It means that I've helped a lot of other people, I've inspired other people, and I'm useful to other people. Other than that, if I'm not there yet, then I'm not successful yet. What else?
What advice do you have to have had setback or failures in their business?
If you fail, get up. For me, you just have to move on, because failing, like I said, is not a negative thing. Failing, you need to learn from it, you need to embrace it, and failing is part of the formula being successful. So if you haven't failed, don't think that you'll get successful. So for me, just get up, think what's the next step, be excited for your next move, and you can always, like I said, always think big from the beginning. So that's really important. So for me, if anyone fails, it's not a bad thing. For me, you're gonna have your next success move next. So I invest on failed startup actually, and I would invest on their next step, because I'm hoping they learn from there after that. Okay, any more questions? I think my half hour should be up soon, so anyone want to ask more questions, 3 more questions, then probably I'll wrap up. I promised my daughter to take them to have some lunch. Reach me at, my Instagram is Shinta Bubu, my Twitter is also Shinta Bubu. You can always email me, shinta@bubu.com. So those are the emails and social media that you can connect with me. So follow me at Shinta Bubu in Instagram, Twitter, and you can ask questions also from there. My secret to success, I don't know, I'm just staying positive, always stay happy. I think that's one of the secret. Like I said, success for everyone has different meaning. For me, if I've helped other people, if I'm already useful to other people, then I consider myself successful. Other than that, if I haven't done that, then I don't think I'm successful yet. Yes, thank you so much. It's been great talking to everyone. So see you, and hi from Indonesia. Thank you guys.